we're playing After Hours because y'all kind of was like, y'all kind of said yes to me playing it. So we're playing it because I have nothing else to do, literally. So we're playing it. Anyways, let's get on with the video because I've been sitting here long enough. Okay. Lunar. Yes, this is correct.
Hey, wake up. No sleeping on the job.
I gotta read. What do you mean I have to read? Okay, I'll read. I'll read just for y'all because, why not? Anyways, I jolt awake, a bright light in my eyes and someone's hand on my shoulder. While I block it out with my arms, finesse with my fuck me and my English. I hate this. I'm dyslexic. Leave me alone. While I block it out with my arm, Vanessa finally turns off her flashlight and lightly scoffs in annoyance. How long was I asleep at this table? Lowering my arm, I have a small toolbox in front of me, and my phone is resting where I had my head laid down. Its shape is probably imprinted onto my face right now.
Oh lord, when was the last time you slept?
I don't know. Vanessa sighs.
Whatever. No one's here but us anyway. I'll keep quiet if you just do your job, alright?
Yeah, sure.
Alright, get to it.
Vanessa walks off as I stand up and stretch, feeling my joints pop while I raise my arms above my head. Deciding not to waste any more time, I pick up my toolbox and phone before heading through the massive doors leading into the daycare. The daycare's bright lights and rainbow colors are practically blinding compared to the rest of the Pizzaplex. Or maybe I just haven't fully woken up yet? Time to get this over with. I open up a panel behind the desk and cringe at the mess of wires in the wall. As much as I wish I could, I can't rush through this. I'll have to deal with each generator one at a time. Whatever, if it means I get to go to sleep sooner, I'll do it. Click the end of each cable in the correct order to proceed. Oh, goodness gracious, I think I might be screwed. No, I got this. Okay, 1, 2, 3, this is 4. Ah, I did it. Can't stop me now. Standing back up, I stretch again, palms on my back as I let out a tired sigh. That is until I hear a faint sound of what I think are gears and other mechanical bits turning, followed by something landing in the ball pit near the back. I'm pretty sure it's just the daycare attendant. After all, they should be the only other thing in here, and the small stage leading into their room is directly above the ball pit. And not that I know a lot about them, the staff hasn't said much. And since I'm new here, I haven't even met them yet, nor have I met the other animatronics like the Glamrox or DJ. Most of the robots I've gotten acquainted with have been the staff bots all over the building. I start walking to the ball pit, scanning it for signs of movement as I stand on the edge. That is until...
Hello. Hey there, friend. Oh, I don't remember seeing you around. Are you new here?
Something or someone jumps in front of me, and I'm suddenly lifted off the ground. Before I can even answer, I notice his eyes turn a light blue color, scanning me. I'm stunned into silence, staring at the robot in front of me as he steps out of the ball pit, holding me from underneath my arms as if I weighed nothing. Yeah.
Oh, that's so fun. It's not every day I see a new member of staff here. Gets pretty empty when all the kids go home, you know.
I'll definitely have to get used to how energetic this guy seems. He finally sets me back down, making sure I'm able to stand on both feet before letting go. Thanks, and yeah, I'm new here. I just finished up my first week, actually.
Oh, and how's that been? Good, I hope.
Yeah, it's gone pretty smoothly so far. I start walking back to the desk, but the tall robot decides to follow me.
By the way, could you tell me your name? My name's Sun, but people come up with all sorts of nicknames like Sunny, Sunray, Sundew. Some of the kids even call me Sundrop, like the candy.
Oh. Not gonna lie, I thought your name was Sundrop until now.
Oh, that's fine. A lot of people do that. And the name kind of stuck over time, which is fine by me.
Oh, my friend name's Luna, by the way.
Well, it's great to meet you.
I can't help but smile a bit. But duty calls, so I make my way to one of the computers on the desk. I can faintly see his face reflecting on the screen as he watches what I'm doing.
What you need the light off for?
I have to test out all of the I have to test all of the generators in here to make sure they're working. Whoever messed with them last time left them a mess, so I have to do it one at a time. Considering how wordy he's been so far, such a short answer tells me something up. Then again, I just met the guy. I could be overanalyzing. Something wrong?
No, just noticed how tired you look. That's all. I'll be right back. Gonna get something for you.
What? Why?
Just something to help carry you through the night. Judging by how many wires and generators you have to deal with, I have a feeling you might be here for a while.
Fair enough. Sun smiles before walking off somewhere. I put in the command to turn off the power in the daycare. The music once playing from the speaker on the ceiling comes to a halt. Silence blanketing over the massive daycare as the computer screen becomes my only light source. Removing my flashlight from my belt, I turn it on as I start making my way towards the play structures, since that's where the generators are located for some reason. It's eerily quiet as I try to find the structures, but the first generator, the lack of true ambience forces my footsteps to echo. The glowing red light of one of the generators enters my sight, so I continue on. Somewhere above me I hear gears turning. I shine my flashlight towards the ceiling, only to see nothing there. Sun? I flinch at the noise, frantically shining my light to see what was there, or what's there. That didn't sound like Sun. Sun, are you there? I've dropped my flashlight and I'm sitting on the ground after stumbling back from being startled. In front of me is the robot I've seen on the Moondrop posters giggling hysterically. He seems proud of himself. I sigh, picking up my flashlight as I get back up to continue what I was doing. Well, if I wasn't awake before, I definitely am now. He finally stops laughing after I say that. He makes a noise that sounds like he's clearing his throat before he starts to follow me.
Sorry for the scare. I couldn't help myself.
Sure. I take my first path into the play structure I see, hoping to find the first generator sooner rather than later.
You're going the wrong way.
Am I? I turn around and he has his arms crossed as he leans against the structure.
Yeah, I could lead you to the generator if that would make you feel better.
I think about it for a second. If this guy's anything like Sun, hopefully he actually means what he says. Fine. I crawl back out of the structure, and he starts leading me to a different path. He clearly knows his way around, since we find the generator rather easily. He sits beside me as I go to turn it on, his glowing red eyes watching me as I do my job. Maybe it's just me, but I don't think those red eyes are kinda Don't you think those red eyes are kind of intimidating for a daycare attendant?
Yes, I've been told that before. It was a bug that made them look like this. But that's been resolved. The red eyes stuck, but they're not hurting anyone.
Fair enough. The red eyes does look kinda cool with the blue and white.
Why, thank you.
Y'all chat. I'm such a simp and it shows. I roll my eyes and a faint smile on my face. Now that I think about it, I never told you my name, did I?
I already know.
Oh, did Sun tell you?
In a way, we're technically the same.
And what does that mean?
We are the same body. I mean, Sunny can still see and hear everything that's going on as we speak.
So he was in on the prank too?
No, he's still lecturing me for it.
It serves you right.
I was just messing with you.
That face, y'all. Okay, I'm okay. I'm
If
content.
you want, I won't do it again. For now.
I'm trying so hard. Moon laughs a bit, leaning back against the wall of the structure.
I do think you should continue with that job of yours, though.
Right, on it. Focusing back on the generator, I flip the switch and watch as the red light on the device turns green. Well, looks like that works. I flip it again before making my way back out of the structure, and I hear Moon following close behind. Standing up straight, I attach my flashlight to my belt before stretching my arms above my head. I sigh, arms drooping back to my side as I go to turn the lights on from the desk. I hear the lights turn back on, and the music of the daycare starts playing as I turn around and flinch at the sight of Sun already there, smiling brightly.
Hello again.
Hey, so you two just switch out whenever you need to?
Nope, it depends on whether the lights are on or not. I'm in charge when the lights are on, and Moody's in charge when they're off. I still don't like that he decided to scare you, though.
Okay. Weirdly enough, the sight of him interrogating... What is my English today? Weirdly enough, the sight of him irritated with his arms crossed is really endearing. Hey, don't worry about it. I'm over it. Sun just pouts, turning his head away from me. I smile at the sight. Why did they keep the generators in there, anyways? Don't you think it would be kinda dangerous to keep the generators in a place where kids would be playing?
Oh, well, that's just a temporary thing. They've kind of been out of commission, so thankfully they couldn't hurt anyone anyway.
And when exactly are these things getting moved? Sun looks like he's about to respond, but goes silent for a minute. I can literally hear the gears turning in his head. He just shrugs. Well, isn't that reassuring? I turn back to the desk so I can keep track of my progress on it. What? Hello? Whoops, I didn't mean to skip that. Well, my bad, gang. I'm tired. I start looking around for a pen when Sun sticks his hand in front of my face, holding one with a cute little dinosaur on the cap.
Here you go.
I smile at the gesture, taking the pen so I can mark my progress. Thanks. Alright, here we go again. I go back to the cable, sighing at the tangled mess I have to deal with. Oh my god, how many generators are there in the actual game again? 4, right? 4, I think. 1, 2, So we're gonna do this 4 more times? Hello? Am I going insane? I am going insane. Oops. I stand up and take a look at my work. Time to do it all again, I guess. As I go to turn off the lights again, I hear music blasting from somewhere else, which is weird, since usually the radio is off when the Pizzaplex is closed for the night. Any idea what that music is?
That's the DJ. Oh, he makes his own music, so it's not out of the ordinary to hear it during the night when everyone's gone home. I'd love to be friends with him, but I'm too busy to leave this place most of the time.
Really?
Yep.
When was the last time you've left this place?
Okay, well, technically I've never left. But every hour when the power gets rerouted, Mooney goes on patrol around the Pizzaplex to make sure we don't get any intruders. He says the DJ makes for good company.
Where are my eyes feeling my lack of sleep catching up with me again? The stress of a new job is really taking a toll on my sleep schedule, I think. Why do they need Moon to patrol the place? Isn't that what the staff bots are for?
The staff bots help alert Moon to anything or anyone that shouldn't be there.
I let out a yawn as I go back to the computer. That's cool. Switching the lights off, the daycare once again descends into mostly silence. I hear the gears whirling behind me as Moon hums slightly. Yo boy, what gave that away?
You look like you're going to pass out.
I wish I could. I hear Moon step away for a moment. Yawning again, I take my flashlight off my belt as I start to approach the play structures. Stopping once, I'm a few feet away from the desk. I wait for Moon to come back since I have a feeling I'll get lost if he doesn't help me with finding the other generators. Hearing the sound of gears whirling above me, I point my flashlight towards the ceiling. He's easier to find this time, probably because he's not trying to startle me again. He lowers himself to the floor, a long cable hooked onto his back from the ceiling, so that's how he flies around the place. There you are.
Here, take this.
He holds out an already opened soda can for me to take, a grape-flavored Fizzy Faz to be specific. Thanks.
No problem. Sonny meant to get it for you earlier, but I had something different in mind.
He has a smug grin on his face. Yeah, you decided to scare me half to death. I roll my eyes as take a long sip of the carbonated heart attack in a can. That doesn't make sense.
Come on. Little.
Checking the watch on my other hand, I see that it's already nearing 1 in the morning. For the hour I've spent awake, I've gotten surprisingly little done. Great. You want to help with the other generators or what? Moon's expression didn't change, he just stares at me for a moment before speaking.
You look exhausted.
I am exhausted.
Shouldn't you take a break then?
I take another sip of the soda, raising an eyebrow. And do what?
Well, I have my hourly patrol to take care of. You could always tag along.
You know what? Yeah, sure. Just as long as Vanessa doesn't see me, I guess. Moon's smile grew ever so slightly at my statement, but it seemed more like a genuine smile than his gremlin look from earlier.
I doubt that'll happen. The Pizzaplex is a big place, so the chances of her running into us are rather small.
I know, but still.
Trust me, it won't happen. Besides, you need to take it easy for a while. You look like you're ready to pass out.
I'd love to if I didn't have a job to do. The cable still attached to his back, Moon hovers ever so slightly above the ground before approaching me.
Not right now, you don't.
Without another word, Moon wraps his arms around my torso before the cable lifts him up. At least 40 feet above the ground. Holy... Panicked, I climb onto him and I stare at the ground far beneath us. Moon doesn't seem to react, simply navigating through the air, carrying me with him.
Don't worry, I won't drop you.
You better not. Moon clearly knows this place like the back of his hand, because it only takes around a few minutes for us to reach the atrium, which the giant holograms of the Glamrock still active, despite the Pizzaplex being closed for the night. We pass over a few security bots who pay us no mind. Occasionally one will look up at us, and then continue on with the same blank expression as every other bot. Eventually, I get used to that being so high off the ground. Moon says nothing as he scans the area for intruders, thankfully seeing nothing out of the ordinary. Moon lands on the railing on the 3rd floor of the atrium, likely about to change directions and head somewhere else. That is until an alarm starts blaring from one of his speakers and suddenly turns to look in a different direction. Hopping off the rail, Moon sets me down, hovering off the ground again.
Stay here. One of the staff bots alerted me to an intruder.
Before I can get another word in, Moon leaves, pushing off the railing to give himself a boost as he flies off. Sighting, I look up when I see another staff bot looking at me, seemingly confused. Just guessing by the way it stops and tilts its head when it sees me. It's hard to tell what these guys are thinking when they basically can't emote. Oop. You'll tell me if Vanessa's nearby, right? Bot stares. I stare back. I nod in understanding before going to sit at one of the booths at El Chips. Staring at the menu on the other side of the small restaurant, I remember something important. I haven't eaten anything since this morning? Maybe that's also why I feel so out of it. If only I could inhale the picture of the food on the wall. I try the next best thing and search behind the counter for basically anything that's edible. I find an unopened bag of nachos. Good enough. I head back to the booth, opening the bag of chips and eating my makeshift lunch. Peering back into the atrium, the bot isn't there anymore. From where I'm sitting, it looks like the number of staff bots around seem pretty sparse in general. Maybe they've gone to wherever Moon is, not that I know where he went anyways. I don't think much of it, simply continuing to fuel up on chips while listening to the drowning ambience of the many bright lights in the atrium. I can feel my ears ringing from the silence. That and the sound of me eating the chips alone becomes deafeningly loud. Maybe I somehow got used to the daycare non-stop music looping already. It feels strangely empty without it. The lack of ambience is almost unbearable. Standing up, I go throw away the now empty chip bag, one hand on my head as my vision goes blurry for a moment, as if I stood up too fast. Walking back to the railing, I lean against it, looking down and squeezing my eyes shut as I try to quell this nauseating feeling. When I open them again, my vision is still fading in and out. And is it just me, or does my vision seem weirdly red? Stumbling back, I look around for one of the staff bots for help, disoriented by whatever is happening to me. Instead of a staff bot, what I vaguely see approaching me from the right is a gray humanoid silhouette and two bright red eyes fixated on me. Intruder. Startled, I make a run for the stairs, hoping to find a staff bot somewhere nearby. My vision still hasn't fixed itself. In fact, it's gotten worse, and as I misstep and tumble down the first short flight of stairs, I force myself back up the railing for support before something grabs the back of my shirt. I don't know if this is gonna cause anything. Oh. I might die if I try and fight back. I might just hold on. I don't let go of the railing as I look behind me, no more clearly seeing the bunny the face of a gray rabbit costume with bright red eyes and a gaping black grin. What are you? I can't even hear my own voice. The ringing drowns it out completely as whoever it is successfully oh my god, successfully drags me away from the railing and back up the stairs as I try to grab at anything I can. Reduced to ragdoll, it gets harder and harder for me to try and escape as I'm dragged back to El Chips. I'm going to die. I helplessly try to grab on at the tile floor to no avail. The ringing is overpowered by the sound of my own heart pounding in my head at this point. We're nearing the kitchen at the back of a small restaurant blocked off by a metal door. I'm running out of time. I try kicking my attacker, but they seem unfazed, using just one arm to drag me back. The other hand wields a large kitchen knife. They're going to kill me. They're going to drag me into the kitchen and kill me. Where's Vanessa? Does she know what's happening? Would she be able to find us? Would I be dead and buried before anyone even knew I was gone? I just barely able to cling onto the corner of the counter trying to buy whatever time I can. I try calling for anyone to help me, unsure if I can even be heard as my grip on the counter starts to slip. My attacker has both hands on the back of my shirt and is pulling hard. What if my hands slip from the counter? I can't hang on much longer. I'm going to die. Call for Moon. Moon, help me, please. My hand slips from the counter as I'm dragged back. I'm practically crawling on the floor, but the costumed stranger yanks me back before pushing open the door to the kitchen and throwing me in. There's no light in here, so I almost completely drowned in darkness as I land on the cold tile floor, save for the small beam of light coming from beyond the door. Looking behind me, I see a bit of light starting to start. Hello? Looking behind me, I see that bit of a light start slipping away as the attacker silhouette starts to emerge with the darkness, their red eyes being the only thing I see, and probably the last thing I'll see. The beam of light from beyond the door floods back into the room, and the gray rabbit is nowhere to be seen. My vision finally starts to clear up as I look towards whatever landed nearby. A different pair of red eyes looks back at me and lunges in my direction. I scurry backwards, panicked, until two familiar robotic arms grab me, pulling me back out of the kitchen and into the atrium. I can finally see clearly, and the ringing noise is completely replaced by my racing heartbeat. I stare out into nothing, even as I'm carried into the air. Flying back from the atrium to the daycare, Moon's grip on me is so strong that he's on the verge of crushing my spine. He finally starts to slow down as we pass over the daycare wall, the once eerie silence hanging over us. He makes a smooth landing on the floor, the cable on his back unhooking and retreating back into the ceiling as I'm placed on the ground. He doesn't let go, though. It almost feels like his arms are shaking, or maybe that's just me. I can't see his face. He's slouched in a way where my head is almost resting on his shoulder, and he's staring at the floor. His arms finally loosen, as if he just let out a relieved sigh before letting me go. I myself cannot find the words of what just happened. Whenever I open my mouth to speak, my mind completely blanks. Instead, I drop to the floor. My fight or flight response is still kick in, and my hands are shaking uncontrollably. Moon's expression darkens slightly. Does he want to say something? His faceplate turns slightly and walks over to something on the floor a few yards away. He silently picks it up and returns it to me. My flashlight. I'm pretty sure I can hear his fans revving up, and he looks like he's in deep thought. He sits down in front of me, resting his faceplate on the palm of his hand.
Is he hurt you at all?
I fidget with the flashlight a bit. Battery's dead. No, thank God.
Good. I'm sorry for not
the baby. It feels so bad. It's fine. Oh no.
You could have died.
Well, I didn't. You still showed up quickly enough that it didn't happen, so... Why do you care so much anyways? I basically just got here and, well, you barely know me.
This is my job. I don't just look after the kids. Everyone that steps into the building is my responsibility. And that includes you.
No. Moon suddenly gets back up and walks over to the massive door by the desk. Where are you going?
Lighting this place up. Whoever attacked you is still in the building. I can't leave you alone here to go deal with it. And bringing you with me is too risky.
I watch as Moon moves various objects in front of the door, from desk chairs to small play structures, basically anything decently heavy enough to barricade the door. Can't you just lock it?
Already did. But I'm not taking any chances.
Eventually, I'm able to stand up again and go over to the charging dock by the desk to recharge my flashlight.
I'm guessing you'd rather get out of your suit than later, right?
No, I don't want to leave. Hee. Not in a rush to leave by myself. Really. I live alone, so...
Still, you can't stay here forever.
Why not? I want to stay here forever. Let me stay here forever, please. No, I won't stay here forever. It's okay.
Well, if you want to keep going with the generators, just say the word.
Right. I remove my flashlight from the charging dock, and sure enough, it works. I turn it on and point it back at the structures. Shall we? Moon nods, and we waste no time finding the next generator. Thankfully, it works just fine now. With that over with, we go back to the desk to turn the lights back on. Speaking of, I wonder how Sun's taking all of this. Moon did say that they can both see and hear everything happening, even if they're not the one piloting the robot body. Catch a glimpse of the time as I'm turning the lights back on 2 a.m. The daycare is slowly lit up, and as usual, the music comes back on. Even with the cheerful music, the mood remains heavy as ever. However, I'm given no time to think as I'm spun back around by a very worried Sun, frantically checking me for any injuries.
Oh my gosh, are you sure you're okay? You poor thing. You must have been so scared. Oh, I'm sorry we weren't there sooner. If only we knew we...
Don't worry. Or, fuck me. Oh my goodness. Why would they have that assumption? Sun, don't worry about it. I'm okay. Sun still looks guilty. He continues to check my arms and torso to see if I'm hurt, but at least he isn't pulling me around like a ragdoll.
Don't worry. Keeping everyone safe here is my job. If I can't protect one person, then...
Sun is visibly distraught, his race practically drooping. Seems that didn't help much. Chat, should I hug him? Should I hug him? I think I'm gonna hug him. Yeah, I made the right decision to hug him. It's a bit of a reach considering how tall he is compared to me, even when kneeling. But I managed to wrap my arms around Sun's torso, hoping that that'll calm him down. Sun doesn't say anything, but instead hugs me back, his internal fans getting much louder. He has one arm around my torso and one hand softly holding the back of my head. It's a gentle hug. It feels safe. We say nothing for a few minutes. I was trying to calm him down, but honestly, this hug is a huge comfort to me too. No wonder they're trusted with kids. Even as an adult, I feel an odd sense of security around them. Considering what just happened, it feels nice. Question. What was Moon alerted to anyways?
A little boy snuck in to see Freddy again.
He seems irritated when he says that. Again?
Yeah, this isn't the first time the little rule breaker snuck in here.
Something tells me that the security isn't as strict as you would think, though, if a kid manages to sneak in more than once. But if he just wants to see Freddy, then I don't really see the problem with it. It's not like the kid's hurting anyone, and I doubt Freddy's gonna let him get into trouble. He seems almost playfully bitter. What did this kid even do? Maybe I should ask later, though. I have to keep going with the generators. I don't get very far, though, before I'm suddenly picked up by Sun. What the? Where are we going? Sun manages to carry me with one arm, using the other one to move various other objects in the front of the massive door.
Making sure no one's getting in here.
Can you put me down, though?
No. After all that, there's no way I can leave you on your own now. What if that person finds you here and we're not around?
Sun, we're in the same room. If that person somehow got in, I'm pretty sure you'd notice. Sun, looking up at Sun's face, I notice the long cable lowering from the ceiling and hook onto Sun's back.
You heard Moon. We're not taking any chances.
We suddenly jerk upwards, and I'm lifted into the air along with Sun, faster and more recklessly than Moon. Hey, at least let me call Vanessa first. I don't think she even knows about that freak, since the staff bots didn't react at all.
Gosh, you're right. Okay, but we're making it quick.
Sure thing. Sun suddenly changes direction in the air, and we start heading back towards the desk. However, I think Sun tried dropping from this height way too early, as we basically start free-falling towards the ball pit. Oh shit. I'm gonna save just in case, because I want to let go. I can't grab onto Sun in time, and I fall straight into the ball pit. Not the softest landing, but at least I didn't snap my neck in half.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'll get you out of there.
It's not like I can really move. Anyway, I'm practically buried in the ball pit once again, shaking from adrenaline. I can hear Sun lowering himself into the ball pit and rolling of the cables as it goes back up to the ceiling. The ringing of the bells on Sun's wrist getting louder as he manages to make my way over to me, grabbing both my arms and pulling me out.
Okay, you're not hurt, are you?
And again, he starts checking me over to make sure I'm not hurt. I lightly grab his wrist. I'm fine. Sun still looks upset as his ray starts spinning, and he puts his hand on his face in distress.
I should have been more careful. I wasn't thinking, and I let you fall. And
Oh, now I feel bad. I feel bad. Sun, calm down. I'm still in one piece, aren't I?
yes, but
Calm down, please. Sun's rays gradually stop spinning, and he pauses in a way that looks like he's taking a deep breath. I give Sun a minute before I decide to speak again. You want to get out of the ball pit now?
yeah.
I can't tell if he's upset or embarrassed at what just happened as we exit the ball pit and make the walk back to the desk.
That's kind of why I don't use the cable, funnily enough. I usually just leave it to Moon.
Oh, really? Actually, I kind of get it now, not to diss on you or anything, but Moon seemed to know what he was doing, I think.
Yep, he has a lot more time to practice because of patrols, plus being active whenever the kids are sleeping.
So he doesn't go free-falling and end up tangled in the cable? You didn't get tangled in the cable.
No, but I could do it just as well.
Hey, I'm not doubting that. And all, you just need more time to practice. You tried your best, and I can't really be mad. Sun smiles sheepishly, his rays spinning a bit.
Well, I'm happy you think so.
How he manages to be this enduring is beyond me. He really is as sunny as his name. I can't hold back a smile as I go pick up my phone from the desk. Glancing back at Sun, I pull Vanessa's contact over my phone and hold it out for Sun to take. Yeah, wanna call Vanessa for me? I can work on the next generator in the meantime.
Yes, please.
Sun wastes no time grabbing the phone and calling Vanessa, and I leave him to it as I go to sort out the next mess of cables. Oh, why? I don't like these stupid things. These are so freaking annoying. 3 and 4. Finally, I hate those things. Standing upright, I stretch my arms over my head as I glance back at Son on the phone. He has the device held in front of him, probably on speaker mode, and he seems concerned. Not that I was really paying attention to what he was doing just now.
There's no need for that. I'm sure you'll see what I mean if you look at the cameras. Maybe not right now, but whenever you have the time.
He's waving his other hand in front of him nervously, and his rays have shrunk a little bit. What did Vanessa say to him? Son glances over at me for a moment before Vanessa starts talking again, and he sets his attention back on the phone.
Something really did happen. The SWAT pods will let me know.
But what if they don't?
That shouldn't be possible. I believe that if it was just one bot, but there's no way that many of them would just stop working out of nowhere.
Well, what if they didn't think the person was dangerous?
Son, that's not possible. They're supposed to go on, but they see someone that shouldn't be here. Look, I don't want to completely ignore what you're saying, but what you're telling me just doesn't add up.
Whoops, didn't mean to skip that. Before Son can respond, Vanessa hangs up. His arms drop. Oh. Why do I keep doing that? Are you okay? Son forces a smile and waves his hand in front of him nonchalantly.
Yeah, fine. Just worried.
Yeah, no kidding.
She thought it was this weird bug we had a while back. That maybe it was making me see things that weren't there.
A bug?
It's a long story. But she thought maybe I was hallucinating a rabbit we used to have here. When I told her the person was dressed like a rabbit.
What?
Yep, I tried telling her that it was real since you were there and...
There used to be a rabbit here?
Yeah. I don't know much about him other than his name was Bonnie. He was one of the Glamrocks.
Huh.
Yeah. The others don't really like to talk about it, so...
Probably because he's dead. I mean, what? Who said that? I guess that's something else we can ask Vanessa about later.
Maybe.
Are you gonna be talking to Vanessa again? Remembering what I'm supposed to be doing, I put my phone back in my pocket and go to the computer to shut off the lights for the third time. Halfway there. Glancing at the little digital clock in the corner of the screen, I keep a mental note of the time. What? I keep a mental note of the time. 3 a.m. I sigh, not wasting any more time in turning the lights off, watching as the room dims around me, and my only source of light are the screens and the little charging station on the wall. Yawning, I step back from the computer. Why reading the word yawn made me actually yawn. I know I have to hurry up and get this done, but now my adrenaline is starting to wear off again. I don't know if I can. I sigh and glance back at Moon, who's giving me the knowing look.
Feeling tired again.
Not really. That was a lie, and I think Moon knows it. I'll be fine. Moon still isn't convinced. Arms crossed and one eyebrow raised. His bright red eyes scan my face. So, shall we continue? I take my flashlight back out, making my way a few steps past the desk. However, when I look back at Moon, I notice the cable lowering behind him. He points a finger at me and he starts hovering off the ground.
Stay there. I'll be right back.
With that, he leaves, the cable allowing him to maneuver over the barriers of the daycare and disappear. Shrugging, I lower my flashlight. I stay put. Not like I was gonna go anywhere anyways. I eventually decide to sit on the floor with my legs crossed and my chin resting on my palm. Since I have nothing better to do, I look around at my surroundings. Several towers are stacked, foam cans, a sparkling floor, and a large cutout of the Glamrock animatronics that decorate this place. For a place that's full of kids during the day, it's weirdly organized. Probably because of Sun. He did say that he never leaves this place, and I can imagine keeping it looking nice is a big reason why. I can't help but feel kind of bad though. Sun and Moon's entire lives are in this daycare. I know they have each other, but I can't imagine spending all my time in such a small area. My train of thought is cut off when a pair of red eyes appear at me just beyond the barrier. I sigh, pushing myself back up. There you are, Moon. We were gonna... God damn it. A loud ringing hits my ears, and I jump, dropping my flashlight. What? Covering one of my ears with one hand, I try to pick it back up. A familiar red haze overlays my vision. With it now back in my hands, I point in the direction of the eyes. However, they disappear as quickly as they came. The noise in my ears fade into nothing but the subtle ambience within the daycare. My arms drop to my side. I hear a familiar sound of gear and robotics. When I look up, Moon is already re-entering the daycare. I'm not even sure if what I saw was real or my mind playing tricks on me due to stress. Either way, I try taking deep breaths to calm down my rapidly beating heart as Moon approaches me. The cable unhooking from his back and retreating back up.
I wanted to do a quick check around the daycare, just to keep an eye on things. Also, I brought you this.
He gives me an open can of Fizzy Faz, and although reluctantly, I take it. So, nothing out of the ordinary?
So far, no.
That's good. He stares at me for a moment as I take a long sip of the soda. Somehow it tastes even sweeter than normal.
Did something happen while I was away? Your heart's racing.
I'm not gonna lie this time. Just out of my safety so I don't die. Well, Moon's expression softens as he waits for me to answer. I was over here waiting for you to come back. And over there, I point to where I saw them just past the barrier. I saw these red eyes. I thought it was you at first, but then I started hearing this loud noise. Moon's eyes widened slightly. It was the same thing I heard when the rabbit lady attacked me, so... Moon looks to where I'm pointing and takes a few steps towards it.
Did it look like she was trying to get in?
I don't know. She was just there. And right before you showed up, she just, well, vanished. I can hear Moon's internal fans getting louder.
Hopefully, that means she can't get in here.
Yeah, that would be
The
nice.
fact that she knows you're here isn't good, though.
You don't say. I take another long drink of the soda, using my other hand to point my flashlight towards the structures. Shall we now? Moon tilts his head at me.
Shouldn't you give it a minute?
Why?
I don't think trying to work with this level of stress is a good thing.
I'll be fine. I managed the past 12 hours on 10 minutes of sleep. I'll
I
live.
can't say I'm surprised. Don't tell anyone I said this, but the people in charge of this place are known to splurge.
I think the game done diddly broke. Okay, anyways, I'll just continue reading, I guess. Moon gives me a bewildered look, sighing in annoyance. Look, just let me deal with this one generator, and after that, sure, maybe I'll take it easy for a bit. Moon raised an eyebrow, clearly not entirely believing me. I will tell the truth. Moon sighs before nodding. He said at the structures, mentioning for me to follow him as he leads me to the next generator. I set the soda can on the ground by the structures before I follow Moon in. plops down next to the generator looking over at me. I nod, putting my flashlight down so I can test the next generator. The machine's LEDs turn green as the mechanics come roaring to life. Good, no problems. I do notice that my hand holding the switch is shaking a bit, though more than normal.
Something wrong.
What?
You're just staring at it.
Oh. I switch the generator back off, picking up my flashlight before making my way out of the structure. After picking up the soda can I left on the ground, I wait a moment for Moon to follow, lightly tapping my foot on the ground. Moon stands up, still slouching, and gives me a concerned look.
You sure you're alright?
Yeah? Why? Moon points to my hand holding the flashlight. I didn't realize it, but I'm gripping the thing way tighter than I thought. I loosen my grip on it as I start walking back to the desk.
See why I told you to take a break now?
I roll my eyes. Yeah. Anyways, Moon stays silent, leaning back against the desk as I put down the soda and turn the lights. I mark my progress and turn my flashlight off, watching as Sun sits on the desk, lightly kicking his legs back and forth.
So, break time.
I sigh. I have to finish this.
Hey, you said you'd take a break after that one.
Sorry, but I can't keep dragging this out.
Come on, please.
I make my way to the cables on the floor, being extra careful as I go to sit down, as my hands are still shaking. A lot. Why is there 6 of them? Oh my, end my suffering already. Maybe, you know what, Son? I'm ready for the break now. I'm ready. I don't want to do this, but I have to. Boop.
No.
Oh. Okay then. What the? Sun suddenly grabs my wrist and practically drags me away from the wall.
You're shaking. It's not safe to do that now.
Technically, he's not wrong. Hell, I'm practically vibrating. You sure that was a soda and not an energy drink that Moon gave me? I notice Sun's rays are shrinking a bit, and he's avoiding eye contact. Sun, what did you do?
Okay, maybe I put some sun up the drink. I thought it would help.
He says it too fast that his words start blending together, but I can still understand him. Seriously?
Sorry.
Sun lets go of my wrist, staring at the ground like a kicked puppy. I try to go back to the cables, only for Sun to drag me over to the desk again. Sun, really?
But messing with cables and machines with shaky hands isn't safe.
Fine. I sigh. You really think so? Sun stares at me for a second before nodding. I raise an eyebrow at him and I decide to stop resisting. Alright, fine. Sun doesn't say anything for a moment before suddenly picking me up. What?
1 second.
I noticed the cable lowering. Oh, God. Good lord, not again. Sun, no.
Be careful this time.
The cable lifts us off the ground, much more slowly this time. Okay, he isn't messing around this time. Since he's not rushing, the ride isn't nearly as reckless. We're only in the air for a few minutes before Sun steps onto the small balcony that leads into his room. Okay, why are we here?
Just a precaution. That's all.
Sure. Taking a good look at the room behind us, it feels oddly lonely compared to the daycare. There's a small staircase leading into the space, which is only faintly illuminated by the bright fluorescent lights behind us. There's some fairy lights strung on the wall, but several of the bulbs are broken or dim. The floor is wooden and looks like it hasn't been swept in ages, and there's various random objects strewn around the floor. Plushies, stools, foam shapes, and other things. In the corner, next to the small chair, is a broken staff pot, its body mangled and its head ripped off. I hear Sun give a nervous chuckle, clearly noticing me staring at his, well, less than colorful living space.
Welcome to my room.
They do look kinda sad. Huh? For some reason, this happy place feels so sad. I don't mean to that as an insult or anything, just the vibe I'm getting.
No, I get that. Normally we don't get visitors, and we're so busy that we never really considered it.
Huh?
Well,
Sun goes and plops down onto a single beanbag chair in the corner of the room.
whatever you want to do up here, feel free.
Okay. I look around for a bit, seeing if anything in particular catches my eye. One corner is covered in various drawings, most likely the kids' sun and moon look after on a daily basis. There's also a few messy ragdolls and other little things made to look like them, placed neatly on a small table. In another corner, which appears to be a hole in the wall, leads into another room. Oh my god. My eyes land on Sun again. Damaged staff bot resting in his lap as he tries to reattach its head. He doesn't seem to notice me watching at all. Seeing how careful he's being with it makes me wonder how that bot got up here in the first place. But maybe I should leave that question for later. I'm gonna ask about the drawings. What's this? I point to the corner filled with drawings. Sun beams when he looks at that.
Those are all gifts from the kids. Mooney and I have been keeping each and every one of them.
Sun's head tilts, his finger lightly tapping the hardwood floor as he goes about all the drawings and things the kids made specifically for him and Moon. Got any favorites? My eyes are directly towards a little felt plushie of Sun. The fact that it's handmade is evident, with buttons for eyes and dried white glue all over the seams.
What Moon told you about the bug.
Huh?
I can't pick a favorite. I love all of them.
I laugh. That's sweet. Sun laughs nervously, but before he can say anything, fairy lights give a brief flicker before dying out.
Come on.
I just watch as they transform into Moon, who seems surprised.
Those cheap lights are probably burned out.
Ah.
I can't see I'm surprised. Don't tell anyone I said this, but the people in charge of this place are known to splurge.
That's where this came. Why? That's where this comes from. That's okay. No, I'm not arguing with you.
I will give them some credit, though. If it weren't for them being so stingy, I might not even be here right now.
What?
Remember that bug you've been mentioning?
I nod. Moon leans back in the chair a bit, facing the ceiling.
On, so I can tell you some things.
Tell me secrets. Tell me secrets. Tell me secrets. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't curious. It would definitely explain some things. Like how Moon got the red eyes and why the generators are in the play structures. I nod before dragging a small cushion a bit closer to where Moon is and sit down.
Where do I start?
Well, is that why they closed the daycare? Is that bug the reason they closed the daycare? I know the place was shut down for a while, but I didn't know why at the time, as that was a few months before I started working here. Moon
It was a
nods.
safety precaution. They needed time to fix whatever was wrong with me. So for a while, no one but the staff was allowed in here.
The bug mainly affected you?
However, I would be lying if I said Sun wasn't affected at all. While the staff was using the generators to heal me, Sun was left on his own for a while. I won't go into detail, but I can't imagine what it felt like for him. Sun would go weeks without seeing anyone, while still having me to deal with.
He sighs, arms spreading out on the floor as he stares at the
I
ceiling.
should have fought against the bug harder than I did.
Well, that certainly clears some things up, but it still doesn't answer everything. I still have no idea exactly the bug did to Moon, but from what I can tell, it sounds pretty bad. That and how the bug came about in the first place is still a mystery to me. Maybe now isn't the best time to ask. You weren't in control. Well, you weren't in control of yourself, right?
No, I wasn't.
Then stop being so hard on yourself. I'd say you're more than making up for it now, and I think Sun agrees with me.
He does.
Exactly. I'm okay, y'all. A small smile creeps onto Moon's face as he sits up.
If only the rest of the staff were just as nice. How are you feeling now?
What?
Is all the extra sugar starting to wear out?
I completely forgot about that, even though that's why we're up here in the first place. I stopped shaking, which is definitely a good sign. Yeah, I think so.
Alright then.
Moon gets up and walks to the balcony as the cable lowers to his level.
Continue.
No, I'm not. Fine. Yeah, 1 second. Checking my phone for the time and a new notification. I pushed myself up off the floor, one hand on the curtain-covered walls for support. However, I feel something stick to my palm when I pull it off my hand away. Peeling it off with my other hand, I realize it's a piece of paper that likely been taped to the wall. What catches my eye, though, is one word written in bold black letters. Missing. I don't get a good look at it. The small poster before Moon's voice snaps me out of it. Yeah. I quickly cover up the poster with the curtain before speed walking to Moon. The lights from the daycare shining onto the balcony causes Moon to transform back into Sun, who waves at me. I pick up the pace a bit, going to stand next to him. Wasting no time, Sun picks me up and brings me back down to the desk. My mind wanders back to the poster. The only other detail I got from that was that the victim was 7 years old. Just a kid.
So, what do you think?
Huh?
What Moon told you about the bug?
Oh. I think it must have been really hard for you two. Since Moon wasn't in control of himself and you were basically escalated here for what, weeks? Sun sighs as we walk to the desk, unhooking the cable from his
I
back.
don't really like thinking about it, but yeah. It does make me appreciate how things are now, though. It also makes me appreciate having Mooney around, too. Not having him around for that long was not fun.
I shrug. Hey, I'd say you two at least learned something from it. Not that it completely cancels it out, but you know. Some nod, smiling brightly as usual. I sigh, glancing at the remaining cables. I take my phone out of my pocket to check the time quickly, 5 a.m. Well, I'm officially pulling an all-nighter, nothing I'm unfamiliar with. No, I have to chill with these. I don't want to. I just don't. 3, 4, 5, 6. I stay seated on the floor for a minute, stretching my arms above my head as I lay down on the cold, hard tile. Sleeping in that chair definitely didn't do my back any favors. I closed my eyes for a minute to block out the fluorescent light pouring into my eyes, not that it really helped, hints of orange and yellow managed to break through. I stay like that for a minute until something blocks out the light. Opening them, I see Sun standing over me, hands on his
Are
knees.
you okay?
Toss my arms over my eyes. Yeah, all good.
Need a hand?
I hear his footsteps as he moves around me, a good enough sign to peek out from under my arm as any. Sun's giving me his outreached hand. I'ma take his hand. It's my hand now. Breathing out a laugh, I set my arms aside beside me and use my other to grab his. He smiles brightly and he pulls me up, putting his other hand on my shoulder for balance. Thanks.
No problem.
Sun gives me a pat on the shoulder before starting to walk back to the desk. I'm about to follow him when I notice something. A few handprints on his back along with the bits of what I'm presuming is paint and marker ink. Son?
Yes?
Is that paint on your back?
Oh, that's nothing. You know how kids are.
Son laughs bashfully, waving his hand. Well, yeah, I figured. Does the maintenance staff help you with that, at least? All he does is fidget with his hands, eyes towards the computer. Well, that answers it. That's fine. Eyebrows furrowed, I followed Son back to the desk. The staff really can't be bothered, huh?
Huh?
I lean over the desk, resting both arms on it as I look up at him. I don't know, the way you talk about the staff here. Do they really care that little about you and Moon? Son shrugs, trying to keep the mood up.
We're not for everyone. Some don't mind us. Others do. But we try.
Uh-huh. So you're sure it's fine? Son nods, with the bells on his wrist emitting a soft chime as he gives a double thumbs up. You think whoever's at parts and service would be more on top of things?
Well, I'm sure they're busy. There's no need to bother them.
Every part of Son's body is giving off a different signal. His hands are waving everything off. His rays shrink back, and the smile he wears seems forced. Something wrong?
No,
I blink. Son clearly knows that I'm not convinced.
just they're busy enough as is. Wouldn't want them worrying about us.
Is this about the bug? Son's staring at the floor, one hand fidgeting with the ribbons around his wrist. He nods. Well, you want to talk about it? If not, it's...
No. Mooney already let you in on it. It's only fair that I tell you some things too, right?
If you insist.
Well, while the daycare was closed, we weren't really seeing anyone. And of course, the staff didn't stick around long when they had to come in here. They only stopped by to install the generators and make sure they were working. To keep Moon away. And I heard some of them talking once. One of them asked if they really needed to keep both of us around after.
Oh. So that's why he doesn't like parts and service. He's still worried they're gonna get rid of Moon.
Everything's fine now. I know that. I still can't help but worry, though. I don't know if I can handle being completely alone here.
Moon did mention Son being isolated for a while. But if the staff did all that just to keep Moon at bay... Huh. Do I ask what Moon did? Yes, I do. But if you don't mind me asking, what exactly did Moon do? Son looks at me silent. Just curious, since apparently the staff had to go to those lengths just to keep him out. It couldn't have been that bad, right? Can't help but wonder, you know? Son slightly hugs himself as he looks towards the computer.
Maybe it would be better if Moon answered that.
I followed his gaze, the computer screen sitting idly waiting for me to issue the usual command. I guess. Maybe I should start steering the conversation back on track. So, how do you feel about how things are now? I fidget with the scroll button on the computer mouse. Glancing at the time, we're already almost halfway through the hour. Didn't think my shift would include this much talking. At least that makes this job more interesting than sorting cables in silence.
I can definitely say I like how things are. It feels nice knowing everything is mostly back to normal.
That's good, at least. Son suddenly grabs my shoulders and forces me to face the computer.
Keep going then. I don't want to keep you from your responsibilities for too long.
Fair enough. Didn't he force me to take a break? Whatever. I look back at the time and sigh as Son sits on the desk again. For fuck's sakes, I would have inhaled a whole bottle of melatonin gummies if I knew I'd be up this late. Son seems to do a double take, pointing at me as if he wants to say something before backing off. What?
Language!
I raise an eyebrow, cracking a slight smile at his antics. Son, I'm an adult, and there's no one around.
I know. Just force of habit.
I sticker at that even when he's not working, he has a filter. Chat, do I flirt or do I fuck around and find out? I'll flirt. That's kinda cute. He looks so pretty. Son says nothing for a moment, his wrist spinning as he sits cross-legged on the desk.
What?
I shrug, checking my phone for any notifications. Just the fact that you don't cuss at all. You definitely could, it's not like you'd get in trouble for it. But you just, well, don't.
Well, I have to. I'd rather that than have you risk saying something bad in front of the kids out of habit.
How about Moon? Does he have a 24-hour filter?
I think the bug affected his filters a bit, so... It's not fun.
It kind of is. Son silently puts both hands on either side of my head, before gently making me turn to face the computer before letting go. I roll my eyes, once cracking a smile at his antics. Alright, see you in a bit. The usual lights out, moon's out, sitting cross-legged up on the desk.
Drop it. I'd rather not think about it.
Okay, I don't know what that was about either. Why does the game keep breaking? Why is it like this? So about that filter.
Yes, I can say fuck. What about it?
I blinked, not expecting that. Or at least not expecting him to do it that soon. So soon. Nothing. I step away from the desk, feeling a headache coming on when I start walking towards the play structures. Thankfully, it feels like a normal I only slept 10 minutes. The headache, not the weird rabbit lady is gonna kill me headache. Never did I think I'd be so happy for my headaches to be from the lack of sleep, as if this night couldn't get any weirder. Moon hops off the desk and catches up with me. Honestly, I think I deserve workers' comp for this. I'm definitely not being paid enough to barely survive nearly being murdered by a woman in a rabbit onesie.
Don't joke like that.
Shush, I'm coping. Yeah, shush, Moon, I'm crying, coping, leave me alone. Moving on.
That aside, if you're lucky if they even believed you.
Moon makes a gesture asking me to follow him, and I tag along as he guides me towards the fourth generator.
Not that it's your fault. There doesn't know what you would call urgent. Again, don't tell anyone I said that. I'm not trying to get scrapped anytime soon.
Yeah, good plan. I can faintly see the red light of the next generator behind the frame of the center structure. Just one more of this, and I'm free home. Or home free. One more, and I get to leave. I'll leave not knowing when or if I'll see these two ever again. Might as well get any questions out the way now. Hey, random question. Sure. It's time for the generators to deal with you, right? Moon says nothing for a bit. He doesn't even look at me as we make our way up to the structure. He nods, really hoping this doesn't upset him. What happened exactly? Like, what did you even do? You couldn't have been that bad, right? Silence. Moon stops. I also stop. Remaining just a few feet away, I wait for him to say something. Anything? Moon? Nothing. He keeps his back turned to me. No, I upset him!
Better if they don't see.
What? Moon, it couldn't have been that bad, right?
And if it was,
I can't find a response for that. But if it is really as bad as she says, no, there's no way. I mean, you did say you had no control when...
drop it. I'd rather not think about it.
We upset him!
No.
Can I at least ask why?
I don't like talking about it.
I keep quiet as Moon continues guiding me. My mind wanders back to the poster I saw in his room. I'm hoping that I'm just overthinking this and the poster being there is just an unfortunate coincidence. However, my thoughts are cut off when Moon suddenly turns and sits right next to the generator. I nod, shuffling over, and flip the switch, listening to whatever monitors and mechanisms are inside. Power on the LED light flickers to green. 4 down, 1 to go. I turn off the generator as Moon makes a head start back out. I scramble to follow him. Moon stands up straight, letting out what sounds like a sigh as he stretches his arms above his head. For a moment, it reminds me of how tall he and Sun actually are, just as he goes right back to his usual slouched stance. Moon notices me looking and tilts his head slightly.
What?
Compliment him. Christ, you're tall. Moon looks at me confused, like if I just asked if the sky is orange.
It.
Yeah, well, I didn't really think about it until now, but my god, you're built like a whole giraffe. Moon stickers at my comment, leaning back against the structure behind us.
I take that as a compliment.
Y'all, you know it. Moon crosses his arms, looking down at me, while he waits for my response. Oh no. Jesus Christ, why is he looking at me like that? This is very awkward for me. Yeah. I give him an awkward thumbs up, as if I didn't just forget how the English language works. Moon shakes his head, clearly entertained by my embarrassment. He giggles to himself as he starts walking back to the desk. Jesus Christ. Am I really flirting with a robot right now? Maybe it's about time I do some serious introspection. Or I pretend that it's entirely normal in hopes that it happens again. Oh my god, Lunar, no, focus. I quickly snap myself out of whatever I was just experiencing. Of course, I follow him back, stopping at the computer.
Last one.
I know. Last one. It feels kind of weird knowing it's almost over. Earlier, I felt like I was making no progress, and now I'm about ready to leave for the night. Glance at the clock, it reads 6 a.m. With my hand on the mouse, I stare at the screen with the option to turn the lights back on. Maybe it's just paranoia over something bad happening when I step out that door, but part of me doesn't want to leave yet. Even though I already know I can't stay forever. I guess Moon caught me staring into space, though, as he waves a hand in front of my face. I blink, snapping back into reality. Huh?
Looked like you were spacing out.
Oh, well, you'd be right about that. We stand in silence for a moment before Moon speaks again. Yeah?
Do you think we'll see each other again after this?
I don't know what I can say to that. I don't make those decisions, but considering how kind Sun and Moon have been to me, it would be nice to see them more often. Actually, thinking about it makes me remember something else. Well, I don't make those choices here, but I know the Glamrocks have their own designated mechanics. I just barely notice Moon's expression brighten slightly. Maybe if I get some more time here, I could ask about that?
If it helps, Sunny and I could put in a good word for you.
That would definitely help, thanks. I look back at the screen, feeling a bit of a new motivation. Ready? Moon nods. I turn the lights back on, wasting no time to the last few cables that need sorting. Why is there 8? I don't want to do this. I fucking hate these cables, man. I don't know how to do it quickly. Before I can even move, Sun picks me up and places me on my 2 feet himself. Looking up, I can see him smiling down at me, his hands on my shoulder. Hey, Sun.
Hello.
So, what do you think about my little designated mechanic idea.
It's a great idea. But until then, please stop by whenever you can, okay?
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Sun's expression brightness, his rays retract and expanding in what I think is safe to describe it as joy. We both stand in silence for a moment, and I glance back at the computer. All I have left is to turn the lights off, test the generator, and then I'm home free. I think Sun notices my gaze, and he lets go of my shoulder and lightly nudges me to the computer.
Go on. I'm sure you want to go home, right?
I shrug. It would be nice to pass out for a few hours. What about you, though?
I won't be leaving anytime soon. I still have plenty.
I didn't mean to skip that. Whoops. Oopsie. Oopsie doopsie. That makes sense. I decide to quit stalling and turn off the lights for the last time. Sun standing behind me as I do. So, as usual, the light, daycare, and cloaked in a drowning ambience. I forgot how to speak English, and I can clearly hear the attendants' mechanisms behind me as Sun transforms into Moon again. You ready? Moon nods, already walking ahead.
Small question.
Huh.
Would you mind if we locked you out of here? Just in case that person is still around somewhere.
As I follow him, I get flashbacks to a few hours ago. Yeah, I'd appreciate that. Thanks. Yes, please!
Too.
The last generator is at ground level, so it doesn't take long for us to find it. I start to tell Vanessa about the whole thing later, too. Whenever I come back here, I'll keep you and Sun updated. Scooting over to the generator, I flip the switch. To my absolute surprise, it works. After switching it off, Moon and I exit the structure in silence. So, this is it, huh? Moon nods as he walks back to the desk. I follow. I look back at the computer screen before glancing back at Moon. I'm hugging him goodbye. Ignoring the computer for now, I wrap my arms around Moon's torso in a tight hug. He freezes for a moment, most likely not expecting that. He eventually hugs me back, though gently placing his hand on my back. We stay like this for a minute. I'm practically leaning on him. I feel his hands lightly gripping the back of my shirt. I do let go eventually, though, smiling up at Moon as I'm about to turn the lights on. Moon smiles back, his arms crossed. Whoa! What is this? Okay. My hand on the computer mouse, I glance back at Moon for the last time tonight. See you, Moon. Moon, he's blushing. Look at the silly. Moon smiles slightly, his head tilted a bit. Oh, look at how silly he is. Daycare is lit up again as I watch Moon transform into Sun. Not a word leaves his mouth. So, ready to head out? He shrugs, fidgeting with his hands.
I guess this would be my first time out of the daycare, which is exciting.
Yep. I go to pick up my stuff and make sure I'm not forgetting anything as I walk to the door next to the desk. Sun goes ahead and moves some of the makeshift barricade away. I gesture for him to follow me before I push the button on the wall, taking a few steps back while the door opens. As we're making our way to the nearby staff room only, I glance at Sun, who seems almost mesmerized by our surroundings. I don't blame him. He's never been able to see the rest of the Pizzaplex, though his own eyes through his own eyes until now. The staff-only room is pretty much I don't know. I'm too tired for this. The sun is lightening up in every detail. He seems to snap out of it once we reach the exit, though. His eyes are back at the door, and he's back to fidgeting with his hands. Last hug. Hee hee. Dropping my stuff on the floor, I charge at Sun with a hug, making him stumble back a bit. He seems almost stunned for a moment before picking me up and squeezing me back, laughing. I lightly kick my feet back and forth in the air, just savoring the moment before I have to leave. Sun steps ahead of me to hold the door open, the nearby empty parking lot, waiting outside. Thanks, Sun.
No problem.
Oh god, I'm scared. After taking a few steps outside, I look back at him, waving my hand freely. Oh, look at him! He looks so cute! He waves back, energetic as ever.
Goodbye.
Bye! I continue to walk to my car, hearing the door close behind me, and the faint sound of bells slowly fading away. I get to my car without any problems, placing my belongings on the passenger seat before starting the engine. I can feel a small headache coming on as I back out of my spot. I'm sure it's nothing. Some sleep won't fix. As I'm leaving, though, I notice in my rearview mirror, or at least I think I do. Don't tell me. Do not tell me. Do not tell me I'm about to die. Do not tell me I'm going to die. When I look through it, there's nothing unusual. Maybe I'm overthinking this. I decide I want to get home before I pass out behind the wheel, so I keep my eyes on the road, leaving the pizza box behind me for the night. If I die, I so died. I so just died. She was totally in that. She was definitely in that car, and when I got home, she killed me. In my own home. She totally just did. Vanessa, how could you? Anyways. We got, we got literally everything. Oh, look at Moon looking so silly. Okay, I'm saying, y'all, except for this, I'm not sure how to get, or I don't really know what these are, so if you want me to, I guess do a part 2 of this, just to try and get those endings, then, yeah, maybe. End of the video. Goodbye!